everyone, my name's Sabra. Today what I want to talk about is why it's important for anybody who is choosing or has chose to get clean, why it's important for them to join a Narcotics Anonymous or an Alcohol Anonymous. Um, there are 23 million Americans that are suffering from drug and alcohol abuse and from addiction, and it could be me, it could be you, it could be a stranger walking on the street. You never really know. Sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's not. So if the addict does choose to get clean, like, my biggest question is just a 30-day rehab enough for that person? Is just going to rehab going to be enough? So what I'm going to be talking about today is after the addict does choose to get clean, why it's vital for them to join Narcotics Anonymous. My first point is basically, I've been a recovering addict, and I used to be going through addiction. I suffered with it for several years. My whole family is full of addicts. So I know and I truly believe in Narcotics Anonymous, and it does work. It worked for me, and it worked for all my friends, and all my friends I found through Narcotics Anonymous. So Narcotics Anonymous has saved my life, and I know it can save other people's lives as it did mine. There are thousands of recovering addicts that do go to Narcotics Anonymous that have done what it takes, and it all starts with just going to one meeting. So the first thing that is suggested when you do go to Narcotics Anonymous is to find a sponsor. The whole purpose of a sponsor, when you find one, you want that sponsor to be somebody you want to be, somebody you look up to, somebody who has a car, who has a job, who has lived life clean. I always like to say, if you choose a sponsor, make sure they have more than a year clean. Also, the whole point of a sponsor is for them to work the steps with you. It's to guide you through the step work. There's 12 steps in Narcotics Anonymous, and you have a step working guide. So that sponsor is there for step work. They're not there for a counseling session. They're there to help you with the steps. They're not perfect, but they will help guide you through the steps. Another thing that's very important is the step work. I want to go ahead and talk about that. When you're in Narcotics Anonymous and you choose a sponsor, they're going to give you suggestions like go to 90 meetings in 90 days. They're going to tell you to call them so you get used to speaking with them over the phone. Those are all suggestions, and it's just once you start calling them, you get used to calling them. So if you ever are in need or have trouble, you pick up that phone. It's way easier and it's less heavy. So after you get a sponsor, you want to start working the steps. The 12 steps are there, and it's life changing. Like, the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous are very important. It's basically breaking you down like an onion. Like, you have this big onion, and it's uncovering all those layers. So it's really neat to see, especially if somebody's worked all 12 steps. I know for me, working the steps has helped me and changed my whole attitude. I'm not perfect, but I know that I'm way better than what I used to be. And whenever you're working those steps, you go over it with your sponsor. So after you finish step 1 or step 2, whatever step you're on, you go over it with your sponsor and they give you feedback on it. So the next thing I want to talk about is service work. And being a part of Narcotics Anonymous and showing up and helping out. A lot of what's helped me stay clean is giving back to the group I attend, giving back to other people, sponsoring, making coffee. That's service work. That, like, when you give back what was given to you, like, it means so much and you don't even realize it. I know, like, for people that are shy, another good thing for service work is, like, their Narcotics Anonymous throws parties. So if there is a party, service work is also helping out setting up that party. You can just come and sit. If you're too shy to talk, you can set up things. And eventually, like, you'll get used to everybody and you'll start talking. So it's another good way for you to make friends. The main reason why I wanted to do this is just to show, like, after somebody goes to rehab or after they choose to get clean, however they do it, I could not do it before until I found Narcotics Anonymous. I couldn't stay clean. I didn't know how until I got to Narcotics Anonymous, because there was so many people just like me that have been through exactly what I've been through, and it was less judging. My sponsor has helped me so much help me change and figure out who I am. And I think if I can do it, if I can get clean, and if my friends can get clean, the people I've met can stay clean. I think it's so important for anybody that suffers with addiction, drug addiction, to join Narcotics Anonymous or try it out, give it a chance, so it can save your life just like it saved mine. Or if you have a loved one who suffers from addiction, who has gone to rehab, if you have a friend and they can't seem to get it right, tell them to try Narcotics Anonymous. Just because I honestly, I can't picture another person doing it on their own. It's about support, it's about guidance, it's about having friends that are clean. You can't stay clean and you can't stop using drugs if you're around other people that are using drugs or that are partying or that are drinking around you or that don't understand. Like, you need people to understand, you need people to be there for you. So it's very important to find a support group, even if it's not Narcotics Anonymous. But Narcotics Anonymous is focused on people that have used drugs, that have to start a new way of life. It breaks it down for you. It helped save my life, and I want to continue to help others save their life. So if it helped me, it can help anybody. And I feel so strongly about it. So I thank you for listening to me, and I really hope that you give it some thought. If you do have a loved one, if you are the person, try a Narcotics Anonymous meeting out, and it will change your life. Thank you.